Hey, what's up, everybody? Well, yeah, I'm here along with Stevie B. Welcome.
Hello.
Why the fascination?
Oh Lord, excuse us.
It's one of those moments where you're laughing before you go on and you try to pull it together and it just
It
doesn't work.
didn't happen. What's up, everybody?
Good to see everybody. Sorry we didn't jump in pre. Usually I'm always in chat.
I'm never in chat.
Here, pull up comments, see who the hell's here.
Right. Oh, yeah, I was gonna do that.
Yeah. On the spot, what's up? Northwoods, good to see you. Hey, Blazer, Miss Piper, great to see you. Hey, Christy, Jim.
What's going on? Karen, Miss Sandra. It's good to see everybody.
Hey, Gerald. Harold, what's up?
LIB, what to do?
I haven't seen him yet.
He just popped up.
Oh, I just started at the bottom and started scrolling back.
LIB says Bigfoot Anon just posted snow in Florida on his channel. Pretty cool to see. Yeah, they're getting it up there.
That's.
We were like.
Well, no, in the headline or whatever in the description, I put come and tell me your weather stories or whatever. I want to know what's going on. If you're up there in Louisiana and you want to show us the snow,
I'd love to see it.
I'd love to see it.
Right.
You don't even have to be on camera, just the snow.
No,
you can narrate.
We were just looking at the radar and it's snow all the way across Tallahassee right now, and it's like, come look for
I said it's so close.
So close.
I just want to see. I don't want it to accumulate. I just want to see it. I haven't seen it in a while, so that would be cool. But yeah, there's some places up there that are getting what 5-6 inches.
Yeah, 6 to 8. I mean, just depends on where you are. It's snowing everywhere.
How do we sound, guys? I don't know if this is on or off.
Oh no. Well, I imagine. Well.
No. I mean the speaker. I didn't hit any buttons yet. Because as soon as when it's on, it crackles and stuff.
Sharon Guy says, "Hey guys, snow's deep here. Sending you some pics."
Right on. Tina, how are you? What did I miss?
Chiro, good to see you.
Hey, Jane. I think I got everybody.
Hey, Val. How you doing?
I'm going to start over.
Huh?
What's up, Val? I said, now I got to start over.
Oh. What's up, Blazer?
It's good to see everybody.
Right.
Okay, let's
All right.
I want some weather reports.
Oh,
definitely want some weather reports. And please, wherever you are, if it's snowing,
that's Sharon.
Stay in. Oh, damn.
Sharon Guy.
What do you got? A couple inches there, Sharon?
You can scroll. There's a couple more. That's beautiful.
Oh, that's good 5-6 inches. On the trampoline.
I saw the one and just handed it to you.
Oh, that's Louisiana.
Freeze. Good to see you. This is
Hey, Heidi.
Heidi, that's good to hear.
Not on fire, but we're recovering. That's great to hear. Yeah, that's sad what's happened out there. It's just
horrible. Absolutely horrible.
There's just too much. Nationwide, that's been this last year has just been fucked.
Yep. Michelle Powell, good to see you.
Hey, Michelle. It's like, where does it stop?
We got a new president.
Yes, we do. That was a good inauguration.
That was a great speech.
Somebody is blowing up. Oh, there it is.
Look. She's standing in it.
Oh, I'm really jealous, Sharon.
I know, right?
I don't even know if turning the volume down would help, would
What's up?
it? It's freaking loud.
Ding!
It's like me hitting a spittoon. Ding.
One thing I don't miss is shoveling.
Val says 9 degrees currently and going to, turning down didn't help. -10 tonight, about 4 inches of snow on the ground, just a few flurries about 1 hour ago. Damn. You guys, yeah, I don't envy you guys. I'm jealous about snow.
But not the cold.
Yeah,
It's
just
that
be careful
fluffy
out there.
powder kind of snow is what she's saying.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
it's that cold. It's not
You
a
can't make a snowman out of it.
no or a snowball.
That's her granddaughter. Sorry, that's her granddaughter.
Oh, right on.
How old is she now? She's a big girl. She's so cute. Sorry.
She says, "Ding." Okay, I'm back. Good bring it off. 3 inches.
Val said, "Yep, Tina, ice stinging cold."
David, let me see. You getting any snow up for you? I haven't scrolled back far enough to see. Mikey, what's up? Good to see you. Yeah, we've got a lot of rain right now.
It's been raining for the last couple hours.
It's maybe 42.
I'm getting ready to look.
43.
It's 40. Real
40.
feel is 32.
Well,
And it says the rain's going to
you get wet,
continue
and with that wind, yeah, it'll suck.
for the next couple hours. The rain's supposed to continue.
Maybe it'll get colder and it'll flurry it, you know.
Well, I'd say we keep an eye out, but it's so warm in here. The
Set up a
windows,
frost on the windshield.
the windows a little fogged at the moment.
So we did a thing today. We there's a little animal, not an animal, nature preserve right up the street, and myself and LIB Mike,
when he was down,
we went and checked this place out, and we hiked the trails and stuff. Come back and
showed me pictures. I didn't go. I wasn't feeling well.
In the
nature center.
Yeah, I guess it's
that's what it is.
The office, whatever. They have this we'll call it a wheelchair without wheels.
It's like an all-terrain wheelchair.
It's tracks.
It's
got
tracks
2 tracks
instead
on
of wheels.
And
they showed me pictures of it when they got back, and I was like, "Oh, that looks fun."
So we walked in.
Got there today,
and I was like, "Oh, check this out!" Making it like, "Oh, that's the first time we're seeing it,"
yeah.
You know.
And the ladies that worked there were wonderful. They were so cool. They were like, "You want to try it out?" I'm like, "Sure." Yeah, we had to do a little. They had to do the tutorial, and I had to test out the range of speed and how to turn.
Well, her first time on it, they ask her to bring it from the inside through the glass doors.
Yeah,
oh, that's trusting.
I was a little nervous because I didn't know. Yeah, it was the joystick on it was very sensitive. So, and there was like 5 speeds. We started off on the second speed, and that was like too slow. So I put it up to the third, and that kind of went a lot faster than the second speed. And I was heading towards the double doors. They had to open the outside doors, which were double doors, to get the thing through. And she tells me, take it out on the grass. So I turn, I take it on the grass, and she's telling me to do a turn. It's a 0-point turn. So it just turned right around. I didn't realize I was tearing up the grass because it was wet. I'm like, oh no, I felt bad because I did. I kind of tore up the grass on it, but then as there's a waiver you have to fill out. It's kind of a 4-page waiver. She says, take it around the loop while I go get the waiver. I was like, okay. So the loop being the parking lot.
Basically.
I take off and he's like, where are you going? I said, she told me to take it around the loop. Oh, by then I had fun. Speed 5 was a bit too fast. It was hard to control the joystick on it, but I tell you what, it's cool as shit because anybody that's not physically able to walk trails, there's a lot of trails on this property, on this at this park.
I know what I gotta do.
And I mean, you hop in this thing and you can go anywhere. I mean, it's just really cool.
She said it could go through like 8 inches of water.
Right.
But then she goes over this little like bump.
Oh God.
And it was like, I guess there's no shock absorption. There's no suspension to it. It's just kind of really rigid framed.
I found out the hard way.
Cushion under your ass, but
I figured I'm gonna be badass and go over this little mound, and yeah, no, it kind of went boom. I was like, oh shit.
I forgot I sent it and I recorded it in Messenger, so I have to go and dig it up from there. But we'll see if we can make this work. Let's see.
It was a lot of fun though. I think I started to record because I thought about Mike LIB. I was going to send him a video because the two of them they were the first ones to see it and come back and told me about it. So I was going to send him a little video, and I started cruising and I was recording, and I looked up from my phone and there's a guy down at the end of the boardwalk. So I had to stop recording and then trying to convince him to walk past me instead of me going. I couldn't control it.
But she said you could have drove a school bus in the gap where the guy had. No, I'm kidding.
He was hugged up against the rail, and I'm like, no,
because you're moving.
Well, I know, but the way he was like hugging the rail.
It was better for him for you to stop and not move at all for him to pass. I'm like, come on.
You had said stop, and I was still way far away from him. I was going to stop closer towards him. I heard you saying, stop, let him walk by. I'm like, I know.
Well, what's funny is then we will run into him again on a footbridge that it's like 2 2x6s that you're walking on.
Okay.
There's a railing and
did you hear when I walked past him and he was down lower? Did you hear me turn back when he was trying to get back up? I offered him my hand. I'm like, you need a hand? He looked at my legs and he's like, no, thank you. I forget sometimes that I'm on prosthetics, but it wouldn't have mattered. I would have helped him up.
So we ran into him. We were coming back. We only just walked, 30 yards in or whatever, and on this footpath. And on the way back, he was on it coming this way, and he just jumped off.
The footbridge is just 2 planks. There's posts on the right with a rope. So you hold on to the rope if you need to. It's very narrow. It's not wide enough for the wheelchair track thing. So I kind of parked it to the side of the entrance of it, and I wanted to walk down a little bit. I didn't want to leave the machinery, sitting in the woods by itself. There's no key or anything.
Here, I'm gonna put this.
I haven't even seen this.
Oh, it's just.
But no, so when I was walking back down the footbridge, I guess the gentleman decided that he was going to jump down and walk as far as he could, but it got swampy just right past where I was coming through. But where he was at, that was a tough spot for him to get up to pull himself up at. That's why I offered to help.
There was some height.
It was pretty high up. That's why I offered. Look at this thing. It was just too much fun.
That's pretty badass. and it's not like you rent it. It's just
No, and that's the cool part is that you pay $5 per car just to explore the place, and that's it. They kind of threw me in that chair as soon as as soon as they showed it to me. You want to try?
Want to try it?
You
Want
wanna
to
try?
try
I'm like,
it? She's
sure.
like, get the door.
It's like, hell yeah. Like I said,
She got
Autobots roll out. Autobots roll out. That's cool. That's funny. Right on. So that was our afternoon. That was pretty cool. We hit a couple of the trails. We walked down to the boardwalk. I had asked if we could fish off of that, Mike, and she said no. Which just means we have to bring kayaks out there now because I've gotten to see the other side of Trout Lake. I definitely want to go in there and fish.
Yeah, that lake, like this year, our backyard has been just a really disappointment as far as the crappie season. Maybe this cold spell will do something, who knows? But we just lack the weeds that we had last year, and so we might go kayak as soon as the weather breaks, and it's in the 60s.
Today wasn't
and no
terrible,
wind.
though.
We're gonna go kayak over there and fish because there's supposed to be like some big crappies over there,
10
like
pound
two
bass,
2-pound crappies, and
2-pound crappies.
Yeah.
Yeah, LAB says doesn't look like it gets fished much. Probably loaded, from what I hear.
It gets fished.
It does, but not as much as out here.
No, because it's a weird. You have to get a boat in there. You have to
drop it on this side of the road,
but and go underneath the bridge, but the bridge is
very low.
So yeah, like you can kayak through it, but with a boat, if you have like any bimini top would have to be down, and hopefully your windshield's not too high. Like
yeah,
kayak the bass boats that sit really low in the water, they can make it under. Yeah, it's just the waterway that passes under the road, and it's just very, very shallow as far as the height you have. But yeah, it gets some pressure, and I saw a guy. We were back behind. We were fishing the shoreline one day. We've only tried to fish it once, and this guy was cast netting for bait, and I saw him throw back. It had to be a 10-pound bass. This thing was a monster, and I was like, "Oh, we're coming back here," and we haven't yet,
No, but after seeing it today, yeah,
it doesn't look as big when you see it from another angle, where we don't, because you see the whole lake. When you see it from that corner that we first saw it from, that we only usually see it from. You
can't even see the
the
dock or the pier.
Corner, or
you can't even really see the pier. David Chumney, just saying hi. Silent listener for about a year and a half.
All right.
Now out of Columbus, Georgia. Work third shift, so rarely catch all live. Thanks for the content. Well, thanks for hanging out.
Hell yeah.
Cool. That's very cool. Welcome.
Welcome.
Very cool.
Now, if we can get more of you that have been, who are those silent listeners, and guys, we love that you do that. We appreciate you. Come hang out and chat.
Christy said I look good in my hat.
Told you.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I knew it. Thank you, Christy. And Val. Y'all are sweet.
I said it earlier. I was
bad hair day.
Hat.
Need to jump in the shower type. Didn't have time for nothing. I had a busy afternoon. Barely
so, David, are you getting snow? I'm sure they are. LIB was showing me pictures of Long Island. No, they got recently. That was cool. Michelle says, I'm not silent. There's nothing quiet about me. Just realized
Me
I
either.
don't know where my glasses are.
I saw them.
So,
I did. I just saw them when we were looking for the. Here you go. Both pair. I never know which ones are which, but there you are.
how do we get to? Oh, yeah, we ate. It feels like, why did it take so long? I was like, oh, yeah, we ate.
What do you mean?
Tonight, like, usually I'm like, I'm sitting here for 20 minutes twiddling my thumbs.
Oh well, I trying to set up,
And then, no, we ate late.
and then me trying to set this up.
And then I had to take a shower.
I ran out of time. Karen, me too.
Right on, man.
Me too.
David got snowed in for the first time ever.
That's
Fucking
cool.
A.
I
Enjoy
missed
it.
that. I wish.
Cripple Creek, one of the greatest songs ever made. Right on. Now I got it in my head. Thanks, dude.
Well, back.
Yeah.
He said, FYI, Garth Hudson of the band died age 86. He was the last survivor. I don't know what he said before that.
Oh, wow. 86. Feeling older and older. I was a kid when I don't know, when did Cripple Creek come out? That was in the 70s, or did it go back to the 60s? I don't know.
Did you see the name of that?
Where?
Here. The water.
Yeah, it seems like where do we go? Is that Winn-Dixie?
Winn-Dixie. Yeah.
It's like one of they must have changed their brand because I've seen it on a lot of items now.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first time I saw it. I'm like, huh.
So go ahead.
This is their brand of water for Winn-Dixie.
No
And love.
and love.
Spring water.
It's curious.
It is. It's odd. I didn't notice it when I grabbed it. I just thought it was Winn-Dixie brand. And
No, but I think I've seen other products that have that same look. So it's like maybe their new store brand.
oh,
They
damn.
just-
Do
they
we have
just
a charger over here somewhere?
They renamed it. Sure, I'm sure we do.
Is this
So here
one?
you go.
Cool. Thank you.
Jeff, what's up, dude?
Just realized
Guys, and I apologize. We
Jeff.
just jumped in
we're
babbling. Stevie is on her new laptop, so she's looking good.
Just got it from Walmart. It's a refurbished, but
Hey,
it's the same exact one I was going to buy brand new. And the guy at the register in the electronics, he was like, we have that same exact one refurbished. And I was like, oh, $100 less. So heck yeah. I just needed to get something. I got stuff I got to do, and I can't keep doing things on my phone. I go blind trying to get stuff done. So
no, I'm
and
glad.
it helps
I'm
with the
glad.
show because I'm tired of being on my phone, but the picture seems kind of, I don't know. I'm working off the laptop
Did you
camera
try
right
to
now.
clear the?
No,
Did you wipe the camera off?
Yeah, this is the laptop camera that I'm on. It just looks foggy compared to you.
Yeah, but
Like,
they don't put a film over it, do they?
no. Nope.
Good. Just need more light, maybe.
No, I don't even think it's that. I just think it's the.
Tracy Benna, how are you?
He says my new laptop makes me look much younger. Maybe it's the hat. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't wear a hat. That's
I
right.
don't.
Wear a hat.
I usually don't. I mean, I do when I go in the woods.
Because even like when you went out, I went out, did run out, do some stuff, and I was like, just before she walks out the door, I'm like, you look good in that hat.
I was like, what?
And then when about, I don't know, an hour ago, I was like, you're gonna wear that, right? Like, it's everything she just, she went out in.
I've
said,
been
"And
in
the
all
hat."
day.
She's like, huh? I said, just wear that.
Silly.
Chance, what's up? Nostalgic Pod Blast. Good to see you, man.
What's going on, Chance? You got snow?
Oh, I was saying, and I still got sidetracked again by babbling. Is you want to come on and tell us your story, your weather, what not prediction, predicament.
Predicament.
I'll put the link in chat, and anybody can click on, come hang out.
Tracy Benna, good to see you.
I'm pretty sure I copied it.
It's there.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm just. Hopefully, it's for this show and not last show. So somebody's gonna be like sitting somewhere lost, going, "Hello, hello."
My new fishing hat.
That should be a fishing
I
hat.
have a lot of hats. I actually do.
It's not just a metaphor. I wear a lot of hats.
No, that too, but no, I do own a lot of hats.
I gotta see. I gotta
In
turn
the
this on
summertime
off.
when the sun's blazing, yeah, I do wear a hat. But
Talk
every
mode.
every
Let's
time I
leave
go
it
in the
there.
forest, I definitely wear a hat.
I am not a hat person, and it's stupid because when I'm at work, I wear a hat. I wear a what do you want to call it? Gilligan hat.
A fishing hat. A floppy hat, kind of.
It's got a, maybe that it's brim all the way around, and it's not. It keeps the sun off my ears and my, mostly my nose a little bit.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's hard.
Much.
It's hard.
It's a little further than the brim.
Than most.
Sorry.
I'm like, who am I kidding?
I know, right? I was like, what? What are you saying?
It's as plain as the nose on his face.
Oh my goodness. LB says, show your snow.
Tracy says, my husband used to be known as Bandana Man or Flannel Man. Yeah, that just, what do we call those? Lumberjacks. That's what we call them. What's up, Mikey?
Hey guys, how you
Hey,
doing?
Mikey.
Good.
Yeah, I got my homemade toucan. My beautiful wife Suzanne made this for me. She's got one too. It's got a purple
Right
one like
on.
this. Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, thank you. So yeah, right now 5 degrees outside, snow on the ground, and wind chill of -10, -15. So yeah, we're gonna our high is gonna be 5 degrees, I think, tomorrow.
Jeez.
Patrick
Yeah.
Vaughn, how are you?
Patrick says it's so cold you can rob me with a bucket of water right now.
Hey, you can throw a bucket of water on us and we'd freeze in place like we'd be our own human popsicle. Yeah, I got my buddy over I got Jordan over in Minnesota, and he says his wind chill factor is -40. like 49 degrees, minus 49. I said, dude, you're a gorilla. You're gonna turn into a turn into a gorilla sickle. And my wife laughed. Yeah, yeah,
I've experienced pretty probably that cold, that extreme cold like that in Wisconsin.
yeah.
That was not fun.
No, no, no,
I think
definitely
the
not.
most extreme cold I felt was I was up in Delaware, excuse me, and I was walking across the parking lot, and it was probably 13 degrees out, and I don't know what the wind chill was, but it was windy, and I just remember that cutting through my bones. It was so cold, and then going from that into heat, it just everything burned. It felt like my hands burned, my face stung. It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to feel that kind of cold again.
No, I experienced that when I left my. I talked about that in the chat just a few minutes ago. I left my first ex-wife back in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I remember for 3 months straight, it was minus 25 degrees. It got down below at night, and the wind chill was minus 40. That was the coldest I ever went through, and I would never want to go through that again, ever. Like
What was it? South Dakota this morning was negative 54.
Yeah.
negative 54. Jesus
I can't
Christ.
even fathom that.
Fuck that.
Oh,
I
God.
can't wrap my head around that.
Mose, that's like people standing in place and then you're frozen. You can't move. You're like
You can't be in that more than a couple minutes.
not even a couple minutes, Stevie. It's like
Well, that's why,
2 minutes.
like in places like Alaska and really up like Yukon, you know, that they when it gets so cold up there, I guess they change out. What do they put in it? A nitrogen in their tires,
Yeah.
so they stay inflated.
Liquid nitrogen, right? Was it
Well,
liquid?
it's got to be in some sort of gas form. It's got to expand.
Something. Yeah. Ah, yes, nostalgic pod blast. Yes. Back in 1987, 88, when they were filming this series, The Highwayman with Sam Jones. Uh-huh. Yeah, I was an extra in it for 3 episodes. You can actually see me at the age of 22. In one of the episodes, I'm there as an MP, and I'm the short little guy. I'm about like less than 5'7". There's this tall guy, he's over 6 foot easy. And we're escorting Sam and his buddy Jocko from
He was taking a jab
Australia
at
who
that.
played
If
Jetto.
that was
Yes.
him.
What?
Chance was taking a stab at that if that was him. He said, I think it's the same person. So he was right.
Yeah. So very, very good call there, nostalgic. Yeah. Yeah, I was on K-pop Junkies. Yeah. 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 A buddy of mine, Larry, he does a channel here on YouTube called Be Yourself Adventures. He knows Sam Jones personally. He did a podcast. We were talking. I was in the chat. And Sam Jones has a great memory, and this guy remembered me. I'm a lowly extra. How could some, guest star major star like that know me? But he recognized
And
me.
he says he wants to interview you.
Hey, what the hell, And he was like,
That's
you
very
know,
cool.
yeah, very cool story. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you should definitely go over and hang out
Get in touch with Chance
Chance.
from Nostalgic Pod Blast.
Nostalgic
He wants
God
to-
bless. Yeah. Send me nostalgic. Send me your link there in the chat, and when I go back over it, yeah, I'll definitely
Or
copy
somebody
it
just
and then go
somebody
visit you,
post it
man.
in the chat.
Totally.
I got it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So how you guys doing, Mogs? Stevie, you guys all right?
Good. Yeah.
All right.
Can't
How
complain.
cold has it got? Yeah, how cold has it got for you guys?
Oh, 50. I mean, 30s.
No, right now it's
Yeah. Today was
39
high was
maybe.
like 50, I think. Right now it's 40, like 40 with the real feel of 37, something like that.
I don't go by that real feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotten down. I talked to our parents, my mom and dad, a couple of weeks ago. It's gotten down to about the 30s at night in Arizona, central Arizona. My poor parents, my dad's 80, my mom's 78, and they're suffering, with very
Yeah, but they're in the valley,
cold,
aren't they?
yeah, well, yeah, Central Valley, right? Yeah, so yeah, they're over in Scottsdale, but they're close to where they have what they call the four corners of their area up there, the Four Peaks. The Four Peaks, that's it. McDowell Mountains and everything. Yeah, it gets very cold down
Hey,
there.
I put his link in chat for Nostalgic Pod Blast.
Oh, okay.
Right on.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, let me pull up the other one here from you guys.
Val,
Oh,
good
that
night.
was
Good to see you, hon.
Okay.
yeah. So that was devastating with Garth Hudson. Yeah, that was a shock. Like, I'd never, honest to God, I'd never seen I mean, I loved the band growing up as a kid, and Cripple Creek, like I said, was always my favorite. Yeah, I've got him scheduled. Okay, I got him subscribed. Cool. Yeah, I
So
got you.
Patrick says, I bet Florida dresses like the Arctic. I'll tell you what, dude. This is how I dress today.
Well,
Yeah.
read what Blazer said. Moog still has shorts on. I bet he said, "Bet me."
At the moment.
That's what I was gonna
Oh
say.
shit, we lost Mikey.
Oh no.
I didn't do anything. I swear. I didn't.
LAB says Moog's shorts would be pants for me.
No, these shorts are from you.
Oh, that's right.
The
That is right.
Bigfoot shorts, dude. That's what I'm wearing. But today I was wearing thermals and jeans
And jeans.
and socks.
Socks with Crocs.
Don't tell anybody that.
He had socks with Crocs.
You couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell. It actually looked good. With the jeans, you couldn't tell. And I'm sure it was comfortable too.
Yeah, tops and bottom thermals. Then I had a t-shirt over the thermal and then a flannel over that.
Blazer says thermal shorts.
That's what these feel like.
Excuse
Flannel.
me. Mike,
Mike, I'm serious, dude.
socks with Crocs is my jam.
Oh, shit.
You gonna be able to show it? Like,
I can't stand up and I'm not
oh,
gonna.
damn, LOL, that's funny too. Here I
They
have
got Mikey Susie 4. The drones got him. That was weird. I mean, let me throw this.
You
in.
know, he might have been trying to click on his link and it might have bumped him out.
Depends on what he was. If he was on, like,
It just depends.
oh, click on. Oh, I get it.
Yeah. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
there he is.
don't know.
Oh my God, I hit the wrong name button.
See?
Yeah,
I'm the old man. I'm turning 60. I hit the dang wrong button. Oh man.
That's what I
That
said.
was insane.
Chance.
dude.
Yeah, that's what you.
At 60 age isn't an excuse. Okay.
Laser
I
says,
gotta
"Oh my
use
god, I
it,
have the
man.
same shorts, lazy ones."
I gotta use it. Yeah, I have to use that. But anyway, yeah,
Yep.
but definitely,
Yep.
but definitely, yeah, nostalgic. I got you. I've had you subbed for a while, my friend.
That's
Yeah,
too
I
funny.
clicked my own link and knocked myself out. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, that was me.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, I've
so,
done it. I've done it.
I've done it 1,000 times, I'm sure.
Woo!
Back myself
Yeah,
right out.
seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it happens. It
Hey,
happens.
Connor, good to see you.
What's up,
Yeah.
Connor?
Good to see you guys. Oh man.
Truth. What's up,
Jay Fritz.
Jay? How's it going?
7.5 inches near around Pensacola. Right
Shattered
now.
our new our snow record of 4 inches.
Yep.
Mhm.
See, you couldn't do that 2 days ago.
You
when
know
I was
what?
off.
It's funny. I was going to. She had the extra day off, and we were going to go up to the Panhandle and pick up my pop-up trailer.
Yeah.
And then we found out what the forecast was, so we had to put it off. But it's just funny that it's there. I left it there because of a hurricane,
And now there's
and
a
I
snowstorm
can't
there.
go get it
'Cause
I'm
of a
floating from
snowstorm.
yeah.
I think it's going
Yeah,
all the way
this
across
is
the
a
border to Tallahassee.
yeah, this is a new feature. I know and has been there a while on StreamYard that you can mirror your own camera. I don't know. Does that make me look different, or I don't think it makes you
I
look any
didn't
different
notice.
than you
I
do.
didn't. I blinked, dude, and you.
Yeah.
I don't know what changed.
It's just mirroring yourself. It says mirror yourself, mirror your
Well, it just
camera.
flipped it either way. It's like
Yeah,
I don't think I don't. Mine's not mirrored.
as long as it didn't boot me out by mistake.
No,
Yeah,
we thought you
here.
clicked on the
So
link.
yeah, this is this T-shirt I'm wearing. When I took my wife over to San Francisco way back. This is an Alcatraz shirt. We both got this from the
Alcatraz.
Pier 6, yeah, the Pier 39 sells these. It says that you came from the the psycho ward of Alcatraz. We're both nuts. I got I've shown you guys this once before. But this is the ring that I have that says, I'm her weirdo. She's my crazy. So,
What?
Well, you're honest with each other.
hey, we're nuts. But hey, we love each other. That's why, because we're nuts.
No,
Very
that's
cool.
We get along
That's
great
That's
together.
very cool.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of getting together, we coming up on March 1st of this year, 15 years we've been a couple. Yeah,
awesome.
the first time we met was online when I first started Facebook back on March 1st of 2010. 15 years. I found the love of my life online right there, just doing a game app. It was called Farmville, some crazy thing like that. And then we've been together ever since. It's one of those
That's awesome,
moments where
man.
That is cool. Very cool.
yeah,
Have you
it's
met her
very
yet?
cool.
No, I'm kidding.
Jeez.
I had
Oh,
to.
hey, Long Island Bigfoot. He says, Mikey, come over here, brother. Yeah, I know. Chatterbox. That's what that's what my beloved wife
Chris
calls me,
Fletcher.
Chatterbox. I talk a lot. That's just me. Oh man. Well, if you keep talking, it means that you're more living. That's what I say to myself. If I'm talking, I'm living. If I'm not talking, I'm gone, man. I'm like Garth, man. Yeah, yeah. That's it. You've used the rest of your life breath, and you're out. So
Patrick
yeah.
Vaughn says,
Here's
I
a
so need a
nostalgia.
psych ward shirt, to wear to the gun shows.
Right here, man. Right here. Yeah, just go to Pier 39, San Francisco. Right there near the
Store on the left.
Ripley's
just tell
Believe It or
Mikey
Not
saying it.
Museum is where they sell these things for real cheap. Tell them Mikey sent you. This is it right here, man. Good stuff. You can wear this right on Alcatraz Island if you want. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You're a good talker yourself there, Chance.
Yeah, absolutely, Chance.
Allie B says that shirt is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we've had this for a while. Yeah, I took her there just before we moved back here permanently to Canada, to Scarborough, where we're at now. Back in 2000, was it 2017, babe? Yeah, 2017.
Chance says, Mikey, we're going to talk for like 5 hours live.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I can set up a anytime. Yeah, we can talk forever, nostalgic. Just make sure you got me subbed, and yeah, I bring you up there. Yeah, we got a live stream coming up this coming Saturday. We're doing I have a select panel, but we're doing a talk about Star Wars fan films. Yeah, that really goes back into pop culture.
LIB says, I got to see Alcatraz before I kick the bucket. I've actually seen it. I just
amen to
didn't
that.
get to go there. I didn't realize when I was in California the last time, there was such a long
Stevie,
waiting list. There's a long waiting list to be able to go over to Alcatraz. I mean, months. It was months at the time. I was very disappointed because that was one of the things. I mean, I stood on the bank looking at it.
I never had any
close as I
desire.
could get to it. I just
Well,
thought it'd be a cool
last
thing to
time,
do.
yeah, the one time I had, Suzanne, we had just got newly married, and I took her through most of the state. I took her to Lake Havasu City so we could see the original Tower Bridge that came from London, piece by piece. And it was right there. I took her to see the Grand Canyon. You can't do life without the Grand Canyon. If you don't go see the Grand Canyon, you just haven't lived.
Right.
You have to see it
Yeah,
before.
I took a few people to see the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
I've taken quite a few people to see the Grand Canyon.
Wow.
It is a lot of
Whenever
fun
somebody came into town, that's where we'd end up.
at Grand Canyon. Yeah. And there's that
Dave Fritz
skywalk.
is here. We went to the Grand Canyon he came with
Yeah.
us.
Oh, Patrick Vaughn says it's a big negative on Alcatraz too. It's not, well,
Claustrophobic.
okay, claustrophobic if you're not used to tight spaces. It's
You
the
know, Patrick
tours that
says
take.
he's so
Yeah.
claustrophobic he can't even wear a wristwatch.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's
I'm
why I don't
sorry to
know.
hear that, man. Yeah. Well, the tour itself is a bit, I guess you could say it's a little bit enclosed because you're walking through a very large prison, but I mean there's like a whole lot of different what they call blocks, right? They have the D block, C block, the A block. You walk through all of that,
Oh, I've
and it
seen
is,
movies on
yeah,
it and everything.
It's supposed to be haunted.
I don't want to
impressive.
walk through a building that
It's supposed
has
to be
seen
haunted.
that much depression.
It's supposed to
Yeah.
be haunted.
Don't want to deal with that. I don't want to just what it
And there's,
represents. I don't need to see
yeah,
that.
and it is haunted.
I
It
think
is
it's
haunted.
cool that there was in the 70s there was an uprising.
Oh yeah,
um,
Native American, right?
Native Americans took over the island for how long?
Set fire to a lot of places. When I was there, they showed us where the Native Americans like camped out, showed the places that were still like burned up, places that
Oh,
were on fire. Yeah, it took the National Guard to get them off of there, because a lot of them claimed it for themselves and said, "This is our native land. This is it. It belongs to us." This was long after the prison closed in 1963. Yeah.
Patrick says I played basketball in an abandoned prison. Lasted 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. Now, can you imagine if you're playing on one of those outdoor courts? And like I said, I saw one of them. And you can now imagine you get fog rolls in, it gets cold, it gets dank, damp, and everything. It's very claustrophobic. I could
Well,
totally understand what you're saying.
picture. I could picture like Patrick with the basketball is bouncing the ball, say 3 times, and grabs the ball and the sound keeps going. I could see that happening.
Maybe.
But like
Yeah.
the ball still bouncing, but he's holding it.
Yeah, of course.
That'd
Yeah.
be wild.
Yeah. There was a basketball court in Wapaki, which is in Arizona, and the basketball court is down there. My friend Larry was there, and I went there, and this was supposed to be a basketball court, unlike any other, right? It has a hole on the side there. This is where they threw their little, type of medicine ball, like a leather ball or something. And if you lost, you got sacrificed. That's what happened to the Mayans down in Mexico, or the Aztecs, if you can
Yeah,
believe
I
those
know the
stories.
game you're talking about.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
had to get through a stone hoop that was
Yeah. A
vertical.
stone hoop, right? Was that radical? Oh, man.
No, it was just I don't know.
I couldn't imagine.
But the way
trying to
they
shoot
passed the ball, there was a lot of they'd hit the ball off their hip.
Yeah,
Like
how did they do that? I
I
can't even know.
but I don't know.
I
But that's what they used a lot of. They used a lot of their hips a lot to hit the ball and
they, I saw that. I saw that even like they were showing pictures just animated, simulated. They showed where some of them were even hitting it right off their head, putting it through that hoop. How the hell do you do that? Unless you're like really tall and you just go, and like something out of LeBron James or something. I don't know.
Jay says I was supposed to be taking care of her, but hurt my back trying to pass a kidney stone at the same time. What the fuck?
Oh, Jay Fritz. Oh,
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. I was like, dude, if you
Yeah.
need anything, I'm right down the road.
Yeah. I'm sorry I felt that. Yeah, Karen, you too. Alberding, yeah. No, we all get them. I get them. Yeah. It's that little painful. It's hard to describe, but it's just like this little painful thing just hangs
Let's
there.
not get
Just
too
doesn't do
detailed about
anything.
it because I've never had
Yeah.
them. Don't want them.
No, you don't want them. Most, you don't want them. No.
And you know, prayers to you guys, Jay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, Jay, for sure. No bueno. Yeah.
Mikey, type something in chat real quick so I can pick up your channel and post your link.
Yes,
I'm having
ma'am.
a hard-
Let's see.
having a hard time finding it.
Tina says, I hear you, Mogs. I won't visit the plantations that dot our area because of the sadness that surrounds them. You know, you have people that'll rush in and we're ghost hunters, and then I don't think they realize what they're going through. They might not witness anything, but what's going on around them is, they really
Well,
shit themselves.
Yeah. You guys have been to Jerome, right? Jerome is haunted.
I haven't
Well,
been.
not the whole town.
I've seen it. I haven't been. I would like to go. Just
No, they
because of the
stay at the
history of
hotel.
it. I know. I've heard
Yeah,
stories
the
about
Jerome Grand
Hospital.
Hotel is
There's a lot
haunted.
more history to that little town.
Well, I can't explain it. I mean, I took Suzanne there, and as I mentioned before, we get on the site, and I have 16
There you go.
batteries, mind you, that were loaded. They were all drained out. And what's ironic is my mother calls out of nowhere and says, "Oh, Mikey, by the way, do you remember about the natives that passed on that land?" I said, "Oh, Christ's sake, over 1,000 people died there. So it's on native, it's burial ground,
Where?
That's for the Jerome Grand Hotel. It's on a native burial ground. It
Well, I
is.
don't know anything about
I
that.
don't either.
Well, I found that out. I was like, oh shoot, man. It used to be the Verde Valley Hospital at one time, and it was, for lack of a better word, a mental asylum, a mental institution. It was a ward.
Well, that's why the
And-
restaurant's called the Asylum. That's in the house.
Yeah, the asylum's on the second floor. Yeah. We had our own paranormal encounter. My wife, I'm getting ready to sit down on a couch there outside the restaurant on that second floor. And she said, "Don't sit there. There's somebody there." My wife is in tune to that. She knows. Like, she can see these spirits. I
Yeah, you had
can only
mentioned
feel
this.
them.
You
I
mentioned
can't
this
see
once
them.
before.
And I couldn't sit there because it felt like Arctic cold. Like, literally, like I felt like I was in the North Pole. It was just that cold. And then I waited for like 5 minutes. And then she said, "Okay, it's okay, he's gone." And I just sat down. I can't explain it. I can't. Somebody
Jerome's a
said it was
cool
the
town
AC. I was
just
like,
in general.
AC? Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I've seen it from afar.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
well, you'll have
Well,
more fun when
for
you
those
go
of you
see it up
guys who
close.
don't know, Jerome is an old mining town,
Yes.
and it's on the hill. It's in the Black Mountains.
Yes.
Right next to it is Mingus Mountain,
Yes.
and they mine more copper than
Yeah.
anything.
Vulture Mine, right, Mokes? Vulture Mine.
I don't
It's
remember
still
the name
open,
of
I
it.
think. Yeah,
Jason-
yeah. I think
Jason
it's still
said
open.
you don't have
Vulture
to
Mine
go
is
up
still
before.
open. Mhm.
Talking about
But
the
Stevie,
insane asylum on the second floor.
If you like really good food, I mean really good dessert, I took her to the place that serves the best orange fudge in the history of mankind. There is a shop there. Buy that orange fudge. It is absolutely
Orange fudge.
fantastic.
In Jerome,
Orange fudge in Jerome. Yep,
I think the first time I was in Jerome was
right
like
on the hill.
30 years ago.
Oh, whatever way we were
30
coming
really?
back from the Grand
Wow.
Canyon,
25 years ago.
I saw Jerome written across the side of the mountain, but that's the closest
Yeah,
I've been
it's
to
a
it.
beautiful town.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of people still live there. Yeah.
it's been a while.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Andersonville, Karen. That was that was one of the prisons in during the Civil War, right? Yeah.
Civil War. Yeah, that was.
Hmm.
Patrick
I've
said,
heard
make a
horror
call.
stories about it. I have this I have this one book and I read it. I still have it. Uh the famous actor Gene Hackman co-wrote a book with a friend of his about Andersonville, and it was about an escape from that prison. Yeah, very good novel. I wish I could remember the name of that title of it, but yeah, Gene Hackman actor actually wrote it with somebody. Yeah, about
Oh.
Andersonville. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I saw the series they did on it way back.
Hmm.
There was actually I don't even remember. I guess it was called Andersonville.
Jay says, Karen, I rode my bike to Andersonville. I swear I could still hear the screaming there.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, Jay. That place has a lot of history. A lot of history. Yeah, there's a well, if you believe the stories, in Picacho, you can hear the sounds of battle there every once in a while among the sunflowers and everything there in Arizona. I've been there once. Yeah, met a lot of nice reenactors there. Really nice people.
Sharon
Yeah,
guy, feel better. Stay warm.
Get some rest.
Be safe.
yeah. Please feel better. Yeah,
Don't drive in this shit.
Stay home.
you too, Sharon guy.
Thank you. Aaron.
Stay safe. Yeah, please.
Boy.
Oh, when your son graduated boot camp. Wow, yeah.
Well, what's weird is I don't have a problem with cemeteries, and I think it's because nothing tragic
It's a
happened
place
there.
of rest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I have no problem with cemeteries.
Yeah. If you feel losses, like I went the local cemetery I took Suzanne to back when I was there visiting my folks in Scottsdale. There's a cemetery. It's down the street from my parents. Big, huge cemetery. They had a friend of theirs that was recently they buried her in the mausoleum section of the cemetery. That place is very scary to walk by at night. If you're by yourself, and I got caught that sometimes, where I had to walk myself home. I didn't have a vehicle or something, and I had to walk by that cemetery. It freaks the hell out of you. It really does. You don't want to walk in the cemetery, by a
For the
cemetery or
most
any
part, the
cemetery.
one thing you have to worry about is other humans,
Yes,
live
Live.
humans,
Yeah. I was
live,
gonna say.
live humans,
and then
live humans. Yes,
animals.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah. You don't want to. No.
No,
I
shoot,
remember.
No, the last cemetery I was in was down Ocala. I
Ocala?
parked and walked
Oh.
the whole cemetery, and I kept seeing holes next to the headstones, and I'm like, okay, that's not creepy at all. And then
Oh
I
yeah,
get
that's not
all the way
creepy.
around the backside, and before I come up the loop, I realized what it was. I kept hearing like scratching sound, like something was walking, and I followed the sound, and it's a big gopher tortoise that was burrowing down next to stones throughout the cemetery. I mean, the cemetery has, I don't want to say it's been neglected, but you can tell it's not regularly looked after.
No.
And that gopher tortoise was huge. It was a big one. Definitely a big one. But yeah, some of the holes that it burrowed down next to the stones leading up to it, I'm like, yeah, that's not creepy at all. It's something trying to get in or something trying to come out.
I don't remember the last cemetery I was in.
That wasn't the last cemetery, but by myself.
Yeah.
When I lived in Newfoundland, New Jersey for a while, and right off of Green Pond Road off of Route 23, you would turn on the Green Pond Road, and there's a set of railroad tracks there. Well, if you like pulled in before the tracks and just parked on the gravel, if you were to walk, I don't know, a few hundred yards, I'm guessing, down these tracks, there's woods along on the left hand side as you're walking down, and right tucked back there's this Civil War cemetery that that is just forgotten about. You know, few people know about it. Some people try to clean it up and stuff, but I walked in there one day. I was like, "Holy shit!" I stumbled upon it. I didn't know it was there,
Yeah.
and
As
I was
much
just like,
as
"Holy shit!"
Yeah. I always said to one of my friends, James, I said to him, I said, you were lucky you got to go visit Gettysburg. Like you were there and you saw all the different, Devil's Den, Little Round Top, all those places. But you could not pay me enough money to go there. It's too haunted. There's way too much. I mean, I'd be overwhelmed because I feel the presence. But if it were my wife with me, oh, she'd see them. She'd see them marching across no, 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 no. That's way too much for me. I couldn't handle that.
I don't
I
know.
said you were
Ghosts
lucky. You got through it without any problems, but
Excuse me.
yeah, Gettysburg. But of course, that battlefield has always been on my bucket list. I studied a lot about the Civil War when I was in high school and when I was in college. I was supposed to be a history major. I loved learning about the Civil War. And I have this huge book which had like all of the battles mentioned in it, including the one in Arizona back in 1862. Um, which they do every year. They reenact right around March and April this time. They're really going to have they're really going to have snow this year. That's even hard to fathom. That part of
Which
central
one is
Arizona
this?
to have snow. In Picacho, Arizona, in between Phoenix and Tucson. That's
What
it's a
happened down there?
well in 1862. Apparently, there was a small skirmish between John C. Fremont's California column and a bunch of soldiers that came from Kirby Smith up from Texas. At the time, remember, this was New Mexico territory, so Arizona didn't even exist.
This
The
wasn't.
only
Was this during like General Cook's time
Not
or
during
Crook?
General Cook's time. No, not
Crook.
Crook. No, no, no. This is Tucson was what they called a hamlet. It was just a village, very small. But Kirby's group came up and took it over. Obviously, no opposition. Um,
Yeah, it is really
Fremont's
coming down
column,
on
Fremont's California column's coming down because they wanted to reinforce that territory for the Union. And they meet in this little place, and which is known today as Picacho Peak, in between Phoenix and Tucson. And they fought a little skirmish. I was there some years back with my parents, so I can mark that off my bucket list. That it's the furthest west battle that happened west of the Mississippi, and it's in a big book. I think it's a Bruce Catton's book or one of those Civil War authors. It's in there. Very little passage. But we went there, and the skirmish lasted less than 15 minutes. And you can imagine people getting shot at, with musket balls, across the desert. You got cacti, you've got jumping cactus, you have the wash that's there. 3 people died. Two were, one was a major, believe it or not. All 3 Union people. So basically, the Confederates won that skirmish, took over the rest of the New Mexico territory till about the end of the war. And 2 of them were interred and taken back to the Presidio up in San Francisco, believe it or not. So they're up there. They're buried now. They have their burial plots there. The third
Hmm.
guy is out there somewhere in an unmarked grave where they put the Southern Pacific Railroad that goes over there. To this day, nobody knows where that grave is. It's well hidden, but he's out there. He wanted to die there. He got buried out there. So yeah,
Over in the hell, Cornville,
yeah,
Arizona.
Cornville. I know Cornville. Yeah,
Well, as you're going down those switchbacks, if you're going along Cornville Road, just
yes.
like off of between
Oh, I
89
know it
A.
well. Yes.
Well, those switchbacks, there's an area that you can. It's all. It's on the. If you're going down, it's on the left hand side. As
Okay.
you're going down, there used to be a little pull off there, and there's
Yeah.
a barbed wire fence, and you could. We'd park there and step over the barbed wire fence and just take this trail, and you follow the ridge to kind of, you walk to the right, and you just follow this down, and all of a sudden you're at a gravesite, and it's the author Zane Grey.
Yes.
His one of his guides, because he was a big he loved Sedona and Oak Creek Canyon.
Oh, of course.
And that was, he wrote about it. But one of his guides is buried there on top of this hill. And then next to him on the other side of the tree, there's some woman buried. I don't know the relationship or anything.
Oh.
But if you continue past these graves and keep walking, and you follow this ridge line, and all of a sudden you're up on top of this ridge. You're almost looking down on Cornville,
Mhm.
but where if you find the right spot, you're in Indian ruins. There's walls, there's little walls, or maybe that that tall at the highest, maybe but they're all crumbled. But you just, there's pottery shards everywhere. I don't remove anything from those sites. Never have.
I
Never
never
will.
would. No, those are sacred. You don't touch those. I have ancestors. My dad's sister is married to someone who's Navajo, and the Navajo are they're very sacred people, and you do not touch anything like that. Nothing. You just leave it there. You just leave it there. You don't even pick it up. Yeah. Yeah, I could too, Jay. Mm-hmm.
You know what? I would slow down before. I'm sure you've been there and it's been beautiful, but you visited. To live there, you kind of get fed up with the tourists real quick. Sedona is like the Disney World of, I don't know,
Florida.
outdoor of Arizona.
It's like
whatever.
it's like it's like Disney World during the summer, like every year. Like you get all the tourists, yeah, and then you get.
I mean, it's great, but the problem is what happened was that they had to start regulating things as far as Airbnbs and stuff, because people or corporations or whoever were buying up the real estate, the houses, and turning them into Airbnbs. Now, what the problem is, if that's what happens to every house, then you have no families that live there anymore. Right. You have a school system that nobody's going to go to anymore.
Right.
It destroys the town. It's just, I mean, the people that live there, it's just, it sucks. I mean, I worked in Sedona for 4 years, but I lived there for 12.
Yeah. You lived in Sedona for 12 years? Wow.
No, I lived in Cottonwood next door.
Oh, Cottonwood. Okay, Cottonwood. Yeah.
You can see Sedona on this back porch.
Yeah, and
did you guys follow the wildfires recently? They lost the Will Rogers Institute. That burned to the ground. Yeah. That place is gone. And I was like, I'd seen it. I'd been there. And I was just, before I'd gone through it and everything, I was so sad. And then I thought back, I said, I'd been to the Zane Grey cabin, which when they had the rodeo fire back up there in the north, in the Rim country up there, and that burned to the ground. And that was like, for me, that was like it brought back to reality. I said, oh my gosh, we just lost 2 icons, a long time ago, but now we've lost their homes, and both their homes are gone. It's crazy. It's insane. When I heard about Will Rogers, I was like, oh shit.
Ben says we went to a few of the dances in full Civil War dress. It was pretty cool. Dad looked like a shorter Lincoln. And I love wearing those dresses. That's cool.
That's very cool.
That's cool, Karen. Was that like a Victorian style? Stevie, have you ever worn one of those yourself?
I didn't hear you. I was actually saying something. What did you say?
Oh no, I was saying, have you ever worn one of those Civil War dresses yourself?
No,
Oh
no.
my god.
Roger Blair says my great 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 grandpa's brother was a blacksmith and scout for Robert E. Lee during the Civil War. That's pretty
Nice.
cool. I used
That
to
is very
drive by
cool.
Robert E. Lee's plantation every day to go to work, probably for 10 years.
Oh, really?
Oh, you
Yeah.
did?
Did you
Oh
ever
wow,
pull in?
Stevie.
No, I went up there once when I was probably, I want to say 8th or 9th grade. We weren't supposed to be up there. It was at night, so I never went in, but I was up on the property. That's a
Yeah.
different story.
Yeah, most people don't remember this, but I remember that Wilmer McLean, first Bull Run, okay, first Battle of Bull Run. Wilmer McLean's house was there when that battle happened there in Virginia. And then at the end of the Civil War, near Appomattox, Wilmer McLean's house is being used as like a meeting place again. Like it came full circle.
Oh,
People
wow.
don't remember that, but that is actually true. That's something most people. It's like, really, same house? Yeah, it was just came full circle. It was right there, Wilmer McLean.
That
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
yeah. Yeah, I wish I
I've
could
never
visit
been
that
to a
house.
reenactment, Karen.
I've seen them.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Although I've been to.
I pretty much grew up in Alexandria, Virginia, and I graduated Mount Vernon High School. I've been
Oh,
to,
nice,
yeah,
nice.
the Mount Vernon plantation, George Washington's plantation. It's my stomping ground. So they've done reenactments forever. I mean, yeah, I've been to a few.
And didn't Thomas Jefferson have a place called Mount Vernon? Was it Thomas Jefferson? Yeah, I thought it
I
was
don't
Thomas
know.
Jefferson. I thought he had a
I'm
Mount
not
Vernon.
sure.
It was a plantation.
There's a lot
He had
more
a
history.
plantation, I
There's a
think.
lot more history around Richmond, Virginia, but growing
Oh,
up around
yeah.
Mount Vernon, yeah.
Well, you know,
They
before
have Woodlawn and
Stevie,
what's
yeah,
that?
Stevie, do you? Yeah, no, I was gonna say, Stevie, do you remember they were going to make Charleston, South Carolina was supposed to be the main center of the Confederacy, but then they moved it to Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
Remember that? I was
I
like,
don't remember. I remember
wow.
learning
Probably
that.
not.
Learning that. Yes.
That-
I knew that.
Yeah.
I actually knew that. And did you know that West Virginia and Virginia were actually Virginia? It wasn't divided until the war when
Right.
West Side didn't agree with the taxes and slavery. So they divided and you got West Virginia and Virginia.
Yeah, because they called them the Mountaineers. They were rural folks that didn't believe in the separation of states. And so they said, wait a second, let's
They
go
said
ahead
nope.
and separate. So
West
they
Virginia
did, and
said
it
nope.
became a separate state. Yes, I remember all of that. That's why they called them the Mountaineers. People didn't know that. They were like, oh, why do they call them that? Well, they were rural people. They lived up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, up here. And that's one section. And you separate it, and you're like, okay, that's where West Virginia came from. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been around finely dressed Victorian women at events. They look down their nose at me in like buckskins and flintlock.
Lock.
Well, when you're I'm sure when you were running around looking like Daniel Boone.
I've seen the
No, I appreciate that
Monticelli.
theory. That what's the word?
Sorry, I was reading.
The one place I forgot to take
Time
Suzanne
period
to.
fire. That's so cool. Like
Yes, so it is.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
when we were,
Reenactments are actually pretty cool. I mean,
they're a lot of fun. Like I said, the people I met at Picacho Peaks reenactment were a band of New York Swabs. You know how those guys were like dressed in kilts and to the nines, and oh my gosh,
when
they
we
were
were
fantastic.
when we were in where were we? We were in Alabama. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, that's all right.
We were in Alabama, and what was David's last? I don't remember what it was. David, wasn't it? The gentleman who dressed up in full Indian garb.
Oh,
for that was appropriate for his tribe.
Yes. Oh, you're asking me a name. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But yeah, this guy showed up with the flintlock at this outing, and he spoke, and it was just talked about his history, and he knew the language, and it was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, Roger Blair, Monticello. Yeah, you didn't spell it, but I knew where you were coming from. Yeah, it's Monticello. I'm sorry. Brain fart. Sorry about that. Yeah, Monticello was Thomas Jefferson. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was his plantation. He's saying it's Monticello. He was trying to say it, spell it. It's okay, Roger. I knew what you were talking about. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. Monticello. Yeah.
Of course they do, Jay.
Yeah.
He's like, be right back. Dogs need to take me out in the rain.
I just asked him in chat, Jay, you hearing this rain?
He says it's
It is,
pouring.
it's pouring. It is pouring. He's right up the street
Yeah.
from right up the road.
Yeah, it's coming down hard here.
It is. It's
Yeah.
been for like the last hour since this.
Well,
Since the show
earlier
started.
earlier this afternoon we're doing laundry downstairs, and one of our neighbors is coming by with his dog. One of his pugs is like all dressed up in winter garb as they're walking outside.
Jay, be careful out there.
David says
That's
Columbus held the last battle in the Civil War. Someone recently burned down the old wooden battle barge outside the Civil War Museum. See, that sucks.
That
sucks.
You can't erase
People are
fucking
stupid.
history. I mean,
people are stupid.
And
that barge did
you
nothing
can't
to
do
you.
that.
What it represents and what it was used for. I mean, get over it. This was how long ago?
Right. Yeah, you shouldn't. Because that's just pure history.
I mean, I
And then
get
he
it,
said-
but leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And David says the barges were used to go up and down the Chattahoochee. Yeah. I know about those. A lot of. Oh, well, I said the one time I got to see a floating, those, they call them the floating boats that were on the Mississippi. One of them is like a casino now. It's a floating casino. But I've seen one of those. Dang it, I can't remember that. Stevie, can you remember the name of those kind of
What the
boats?
door queen is.
Paddle boat?
Paddle boat, yeah. Yeah, I've seen one of those.
I knew what he was trying to say. I just couldn't think of the word either.
I was reading what Karen said.
Yeah. But I mean, I've seen one of those, floating on the Mississippi, and they're cool. I like those boats. I'd love to ride one of those. One of my friends got a chance to. They said it was
He's
so
got
much
one
fun.
at his marina.
Yeah, I fish right next to it.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Right now? Oh, nice.
Right up
Well,
against
no,
it.
where I work is like I have 3 boats in the slips. The first 3 slips, like you go down the dock and hang a right. And those first 3 slips on the left are my slips. And then on this side,
right.
everything from this side is this big ass paddle boat.
It's a paddle boat.
It's a paddle boat, yeah.
I mean, it's not powered by the paddle wheel, but it does turn while they it's paddled by 2 twin
the last thing.
We call them.
Yeah.
250 horsepower motors, engines outboards.
Yeah. Well, besides that one, the only other one I saw was the one that went. Do you guys remember over there at Bullhead City and Laughlin, Nevada? They would have that one paddle boat that would tour like up and down the Colorado River. They used to have that. I don't know if they still. Yeah, I don't know if they still have that boat out there. I remember it when I was back there in the early. I think it was 90s. Yeah, early 90s when it was still there.
River. It was a dinner boat. It was a paddle boat, but it was a dinner boat, and they're yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Suzanne is doing laundry. Oh man. Yeah. So I mean, Oh, thank you, my sweetheart.
I've never been to Bullhead City.
Yeah. No, I just remember when there used to be a lot of water in the Colorado River at one time. And somebody said that the water would go down, decrease. And I got to see pictures of Lake Mead, which were just like, exposed sides. And I just remember covering that, Lake Powell, everything like that. And now it looks terrible. Yeah. Just less water every year. And yeah. Not quite exactly.
Well, it's kind of curious that, look how much water is missing in like those lakes right now, and the Colorado River is low, and
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, they're all because of that same river system.
Oh, of course.
It makes you wonder, like, where's all the water that California was supposed to get, or had, or should have,
Or had or should
where did all
have.
that water go?
Well, they emptied the
I don't know.
reservoirs because they said they were gonna do maintenance, but that was months before the fires.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's all right. Well, everybody,
I can get
welcome back, Stevie.
that, but that shouldn't have affected Los Angeles,
Right. Yeah, and I mean, what was up with that when they ran out of? I've never heard of hydrants ever running out of water. As far to my history, I don't know. I have a cousin. He's Navajo American, and he is a fire chief in Scottsdale, his own firehouse and everything. They've never had that issue. Never with hydrants ever running out of water. Nothing like that.
We're in
And
the
to see
desert.
something like that in California was just that was uncalled for. That was just wrong. That never happened. Oh, hey, baby.
Yeah,
This is the beautiful one I've been happily with for 15
Hello.
years. March.
hi. Nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hope you're all having a great day.
We are.
We are.
Great. It's wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
Just
you
hope
gotta get
everybody's
more of
being
your face
safe.
in there. Yeah, we're trying, it's like we said, it's 5 degrees 4. Now it's 4 degrees outside.
Oh, jeez.
Full
I
of
can't.
snow.
I
Oh
couldn't.
man.
With
It
the
would
wind
kill
chill
me.
factor, it's about -15.
Oh, she just said it. Minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit.
No, thank you.
Wind chill factor. Yeah, no
Couldn't do
thanks.
I couldn't do it. There's no way.
I had to get used to it myself. Do you realize I told you guys I lived in Arizona for 40 plus years of my life. So in order to get up here, up north in northeastern Canada, to get used to this kind of weather took a long time. A really long time. And even
I get
now,
that because it's the opposite for me. I grew up around Washington D.C. I was so
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to my whole life the change of the seasons, snow, ice, to the heat and everything. I come to Florida. I've been here 25 years, and now I can't do cold.
you can't do
Physically
cold.
I
Yeah.
can't handle the
I
cold.
can't do cold either.
I can't handle it.
No. How to?
Oh, I
how to
spent
get used-
40 years
Oh,
in New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. Yeah.
The Northeast. I've dealt with winters, but then I just got tired of it. I bounced around a little bit and then ended up in
Yeah.
Arizona for 12 years.
We adapt to it. Don't realize it.
But that bouncing around put me in New Hampshire. It
Yeah.
put me in Wisconsin. It put me in
And now you're in Florida. Right?
Tennessee, Alabama, North Carolina. All these little,
You gradually made your
Around
way
it.
over.
I just bounced around and saw. No, when I turned 40, I
know.
I just was like, just the way life worked out. It was, I took a leap of faith, and
I didn't look
it was
back.
interesting.
I'll tell you this much, Mose. I was very happy with Suzanne that I didn't look back when I moved here in 2017, and we're driving up. It was the last time I would ever drive a vehicle again. Like I drove across pretty much more than half of Canada through different provinces and got back here to in a rental van.
What'd you do? Just go
here-
straight up and over?
Yeah, well, what we did was after we left Arizona, I went up through California so I could show her where I used to live there in the Bay Area, and then showed her some of the places down there. I had to have for the last time I had to have some of the best clam chowder I've ever had, and it was at a chowder hut right there near Pier 39. Beautiful
Was it
place
red or
to
white?
eat. What's that?
Was it red or white?
The chowder?
chowder.
It was, yeah, it was Pacific, so it had to have been white. I had to have been white, yeah. Because I know if I've had red, I've had Atlantic, which is chowder, but yeah, no, this was
No, I
Pacific
mean,
Coast.
Boston and New York and most clam chowders that I eat are white.
White.
You know, there's
This
it's
one
not,
was, yeah,
I
this
don't
one I
think it's
guess
a
was
Gulf
a
thing, you
combination
know,
of red, white. Yeah, it was
a
different.
toast thing, I should say.
Yeah, it was different, but I had to have it, clam chowder. She's allergic, so she can't have that, but I had it. And it
I
was
think the best clam chowder I've ever had is Washington
clam
D.C. There's a
clam
wharf
chowder. That's
fish
right.
market. I used to go down
Yeah.
there for lunch, and just for the clam chowder.
Oh yeah, the fish market. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fun places down there. Well, my parents back in the day when I was a little kid, they'd take us down to the pier, on weekends. That was a lot of fun. We got to see the seals. and everything like that.
Judy, good to see you. Bundle up.
Oh, hi there, Judy Wheeler.
Got it.
Hey.
13 degrees there.
Oh, hey. Hey, Judy, it's 4 degrees up here.
Patrick says, I slept in the snow too many times. I don't want to be cold or sleep on the ground again.
No.
I gotta.
Hey, Patrick, did you ever get a chance to do snow angels while you were in the snow? I only got to do that once.
Well, that's what I
Dude,
said
I
I
was
want
grew
to
up
do.
doing that.
That's what I want to
No,
do.
I only did that once when I was in Flagstaff. I'll never do that again. It was too cold on the ground. I couldn't do that. But I got to do it at least once. Yeah, that was fun.
I think the last time I was in snow was in Arizona.
Oh yeah?
Last time I was
Up
in
north?
snow was-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last time I was in
Oh,
snow
it's
was
Sedona too.
was at the Grand Canyon, but that was God years and
Hey,
years.
but that's fun. Snow up in the Grand Canyon is fantastic. When it comes off the canyon wall and everything, it's beautiful.
I've been up there when there's snow on the ground, and
Oh yeah, me too.
there's clouds that you can't even see the
Oh,
bottom.
I've been to the Grand Canyon where driving up late at night, just getting there, it's snowing so hard you can't see the road. We had to pull off the gas station outside of the Grand Canyon Park entrance and stay the night right there. Just a couple hours till daylight, but by the time we woke up, there was at least 6 inches of snow. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But it's hard to walk around up there right after a fresh snow, obviously. But oh, it was so beautiful.
You've got cool
Oh, yeah.
stories you could tell about that trip, like staying with the Navajo
Yes,
family.
that whole
Yeah.
trip. I mean, there was a couple trips actually.
Have you
I
been
mean-
to the Four Corners, Stevie? You been up to the Four Corners there?
I've ridden
they all
horses.
meet all the
I've
same?
ridden a horse. I've ridden a horse up there actually. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I drove through there one time, and I didn't want to drive on the. I avoided the highway, which was the 666. They used to call that over by Shiprock, New Mexico, and
Yeah.
now they've changed it to something else. But they called it the Devil's Highway because they had the 3 6s. I was like, oh no, you don't.
Yeah,
You don't drive on
I
that
couldn't
thing.
tell you the
Oh,
roads.
no. Oh no, definitely not.
Roads,
Uh,
where we're going, we don't need roads.
Don't need maps.
Yeah,
Let's just
roads.
go.
What a road.
No, because when you do that, you end up
We end up in Mexico.
Right.
True story.
Karen,
True
Karen
story.
Alberding was asking me where we are. Suzanne and I are in a suburb called Scarborough. Like parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Scarborough Fair, that type of song. From Simon and Garfunkel. If you can remember them that far. Scarborough is it's east of Toronto, east of downtown. We're right near Lake Ontario. We're literally, if I had walked outside right now, a couple feet, I'd be right over by the Scarborough Bluffs. So we're overlooking Lake Ontario. We're very close to that. So that's
Judy
where we are
Wheeler
here.
says Grand Canyon. She wrote a heart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we were
Yeah.
we were at the Grand Canyon with Judy Wheeler and
Yeah.
Jay Fritz.
I introduced Judy to the Grand Canyon the way I tried to introduce I introduced myself this way, and this is how I show people: is I blindfold them, I get them to the rail, and say, keep your eyes closed, pull the eye, take the blindfold off, and we're filming the whole time. And tell somebody to open their eyes and to
Yeah.
film that and to see that reaction. it's amazing. And we did that with Judy and Jay and Stevie. Jay had seen it, so we didn't, but we blindfolded Stevie and Judy and got them to that rail. And
Nice.
that's trust.
It's breathtaking. Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, you know, it's like Suzanne being a native Canadian. She's from Newfoundland. She was born in St. John's, Newfoundland. So
Sure.
she had never been that far west and had never seen the Grand Canyon except in pictures and video and stuff. I said, honey, until I take you here to see it in person, it's
Judy had
nothing
never
like the
been anywhere
videos.
west
You
of
have to see it in
Arkansas.
person. Yeah.
Judy Wheeler had
And she
never
did.
been anywhere west of Arkansas, so for her to see the Grand Canyon and all that,
Right?
she
It was
just wrote it was incredible.
Yes. Yeah, she was awestruck, I bet. That's how she was. Her first reaction was like, wow. Yeah,
Breathtaking.
she was stunned, breathtaking, like didn't even say a word. My wife's very talkative. So if she's standing there and she's not saying anything and she's looking at all this gorgeous like expanse and everything, yeah.
The
Yeah, I
first
was
time
very
I
good.
saw it, I was wearing a cowboy hat, so I buried my. I said to my dad, I said, you know, we parked. We were at Mather's Point,
Now there's point. I know what
and
that is.
it's the first point. You know, it's the first lookout you
Of
hit.
course.
It's the most
Of course.
popular,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Campground, it's very popular, yeah.
we go there, and I see Dad. I'm gonna walk behind you. Just get us to the get me to the rail. I said, you're guiding me. I'm going to keep my eyes closed, head down, and just get me to the rail.
Get me to the room.
And
Yeah.
he got me to the rail, and I opened my eyes, and I literally, it took my breath away. I went, holy
Right?
fuck.
Yeah, holy fuck.
And I
Like,
cried.
Judy said yes, awestruck.
Yeah.
yeah, you get very awestruck. Somebody took me one time I went to the I went with a friend, a couple of friends. We went to the El Tovar Hotel, which is
Oh,
right
up
there
on
on
the
the South
canyon. Yeah.
Rim. You know that? And I didn't know this. Somebody hung themselves outside the hotel, literally by a tree. Like literally was like a couple a couple feet away from the hotel itself, the entrance. So that tells you some of the history. It was just, it's very haunted too. But
They've
I
been doing
mean,
a lot of work on that hotel over the past couple of years.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. That's cool. Yeah. Well, when I took
I,
Suzanne, we
I've
we
been
got
through it.
this.
I've never stayed at it though.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, when I took Suzanne, we got to see for the first time a California condor. You know how rare those birds are, and they like
We
barely even
saw
come
them.
out to see people. Yeah,
We saw
and it was
one.
Yeah.
We
beautiful.
actually
They're
have video
beautiful.
of
I
it.
mean, yeah.
I think
I
I
mean,
did a short on it. I put it out there. Judy saw it, and I think Jay saw it.
Yep. We all
aren't they
saw it.
beautiful?
It was cool.
We had all these Asian tourists. This is my funny story from this. We had these Asian tourists that were taking a picture of it. It came out
I
and
don't
was
believe
standing
it.
out there posing and everything. Literally, there's like 3 Asian tourists that are like walking up to this bird. Now you're not supposed to go near it. You're not supposed to
They're
touch it.
protected.
It's by Arizona law. If you go anywhere near this thing,
Highly
you get
protected.
immediately arrested by park ranger, whoever it is. And these 3 are like climbing out literally on a rock face to take a picture of this damn thing. I'm hoping one of I'm sorry. Sorry, Asian people, if you're listening to this, put your hands over your ears. I thought one of them was literally gonna fall off and die. Because they are just like walking wide out there. It is just it's about this narrow, literally like this. Because here's bird like me, and they're literally walking to me like this. And I'm like, I could
I have
stop
a
laughing.
cousin from New York State who
Oh my God.
he's a good old boy, and he goes to he stays at El Tovar at the hotel,
Oh, he does? Okay, awesome. Yeah,
and he did the whole package or whatever for
right.
a couple of days,
I used to sell packages to there. Yeah. Uh-huh.
and he what the hell? What does he do? he's out, like, you're not supposed to, like you just said, you don't approach the animals. You can't,
No, you don't go near any of
he's
the
standing
wildlife.
in this section of woods, probably near the campground, wherever,
Right.
and this fucking elk walks up behind him. He doesn't move, he doesn't touch it.
Right.
But this fucking elk comes up behind him and like his nose, his snout comes over, his mouth over his shoulder, and he's like, "What the fuck do I do?" And I think they
Oh my
got a
gosh,
picture, but it
those-
wasn't him like approaching them. It was like he was just standing there. Next thing you
Right?
know, there's this elk over his shoulder.
Those elk are so huge. I remember I was driving by myself. I was driving the Mogollon Rim, right? I'm headed up to Show Low, and I'm driving along out of Payson. And I swear to God, in the middle of the night, here's like 4 of the elk standing on the side of the road. I didn't even see them till almost the last minute. I could have ran into one of them with my
Yeah, you don't
car.
want to hit them.
I'm like, oh my Lord, these things were
Pop Craig, great
huge.
to see you.
Hey, Pop
Yeah,
Craig.
hello. Yeah.
Very good to
Yeah,
see you.
so one time I was with my first ex and I said, we should go and because when we were coming into Arizona, I said we should go to the North Rim because I'd never been to the North Rim. And the North Rim of the Grand Canyon is so isolated. It has only this is it, one dirt road, literally, that just goes in and comes back out. And it
Yeah, I've
goes,
never been on
excuse me, and it
that
goes
side.
right to the very edge. Yeah. And that was the one time in my entire life I ever got to see the North Rim. It is gorgeous, but it is so isolated and you're nowhere near like,
Yeah, but getting to
you
the
know,
Grand Canyon is one road in and one road out, man. Once you
that's
hit
the one
Williams,
road.
once you're up 40 out of Williams, that's just this fucking straight as an arrow,
Yeah. Yeah.
run
Yeah. One time I
for
was trying to
hours.
book people. Yeah, one time, one of my favorite stories about Arizona is I was trying to book people into hotel rooms for the Super Bowl. The first time they had the Super Bowl in Arizona back in 1996, I think it was. And I'm trying to book people into rooms, and the only rooms left in the entire state were down in that little town outside of Grand Canyon called Tusayan, which is like literally just by itself. It's small, very small village, owned by the Havasupai people, the natives, the tribes out there, and it's very small and there's only a couple hotels left there and they were charging over $200 a night and you had to stay there for 4 days. So you had to go in Thursday, stay there for the whole weekend, and then leave Monday. A 4 day requirement minimum. $200 a night, a person.
Where is
So if you had
this?
2 people, that was $400. That's nuts. I know. And I couldn't find them any other rooms for a while. Then I said, okay, oh wait, there's some rooms that opened up in Page, Arizona. You know where Page is, right? So I mean, so I had to send them there. And then there was some rooms that opened in Kanab, Utah, which is on the other side of the border. So I had to send people there. It was ridiculous because you couldn't find a single room anywhere in the state. That was the
Where
first
were you
time they had the
working at
Super
it?
Bowl. I was working for a company down in Phoenix. I was working for Choice Hotels International. So I was booking reservations over the phone. And I was there with my first ex and I was booking rooms all over the state because we had the Super Bowl going on and I was trying to find people rooms, and I did manage to book in a family of 4 for less than $500 a night on a 3 day minimum stay. They had to stay there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then leave Monday. So I was like, yeah. So I managed that, but it was impossible to find people any rooms anywhere. I mean, there were even people that were staying over far in the west over there in Blythe. They were staying in Blythe, California, literally in a motel room outside of Blythe. And that's still like what, almost 3 hours outside of Phoenix itself, you know? And then you got to
Where is
find
Blythe? Is that just on the other side of the river?
Blythe is on the other side of the Colorado River, yes.
That's what I
Mhm.
thought.
Yeah. Like Yuma. I've been to Yuma. I've been to the Yuma prison. That place is haunted. Yep. Not
I've
gonna
never
not
been
gonna
down
lie.
there.
You go there, no, no,
I didn't make it to
don't stay
Tucson
there at night.
or Yuma. I didn't go like south of Phoenix,
Yeah.
basically.
Well, I took a tour of the Yuma prison. I had been to San Diego a couple times, and I would take that, Interstate 8 rather than Interstate 10 because it's easier just to take Interstate 8, but then you go over mountains and everything later on. It's going through California. And yeah, so
Jay
what did
Fritz
Jay Fritz?
says, I walked into the info center in Arizona to get senior citizen discount and ended up getting her, meaning Stevie B, a lifetime pass to all national monuments and forests
Free.
free.
For
And
free.
it's true story.
Nice.
True story.
Yeah.
I went.
Kids,
I went to
Good
get
job,
him to go
Jay. Good
to use
job.
the senior discount, and as I walked away, the lady saw me on my prosthetics. So when when Jay and I walked back in, we walked up to the counter, and the woman had a piece of paper. She was like, "Read over this and let me know if you see something that applies." And it was a disability pass requirements. And we just kind of laughed. I was like, "Okay, Jay, I don't need you anymore."
Exactly.
anywhere, Jay. Go
No.
away.
Yeah.
I walked away with
And
the National Parks pass.
and Karen says there's always some moron though that has to try and pet them like they're a puppy or something. Right? Right? It's usually foreign visitors that do that. They get dumb and it's like, oh yeah, let's just pet this thing. Oh, it's just a little thing. Yeah. No, no. Yeah, Yeah, you know what? A funny story about Easterners that come to visit Arizona for the first time. First of all, their culture shock is they're not used to the weather when it's over 300 days a year where in central Arizona where they go it's dry, it's a dry heat, everybody says that, but it's a culture shock to them because they're not used to it. They're used to humidity during the summer up east, but when they come down to the southwest they're like and they freak out. It's so hilarious. I've
I
seen people do
prefer the
that.
Southwest to Florida as far as climate.
Yes.
It gets hot, but you can get out of the heat. You can get up. It's like here with humidity, it's just an extra layer of suck. It's like ugh.
I lived in Oklahoma for over a year. I was there for like 18 months and I took a shower, right? You take a shower and then you come out and you're still sweating.
Oh,
Chad
yeah.
says, I remember the swamp coolers in Tucson, Arizona. His dad had one on the side of his house.
Oh yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, I had a buddy who lived in Tucson. Went to U of A.
I was changing a swamp cooler on my dad's house, and this was mounted on the end of the house.
Yeah.
And what I did is I took it down. I was painting the house, took it down, painted the swamp cooler, cleaned it, changed everything, whatever. We're getting it back up. I have some eyes that I was using that were there. And we're using the Polaris ATV with the winch to get this thing up. And I'm underneath it, pushing up, and I'm on a ladder because it's just below the peak of the house. Mm-hmm. And so my feet are probably at the 6 foot mark, 6 foot off the ground. And then I'm trying to get this thing up there. And the eyes that were holding the rope, one of them pulled out. And then the other one pulled out. So now I am holding this thing up, and I was like, I can't fucking do this. And I just kind of pushed off, and I thought I pushed it that way or whatever, but I jumped to the left and landed, and this fucking thing landed on top of me.
It did?
These things are bigger than your washer machine. They're not as heavy, but
they're big.
But they're big.
And I caught the corner of it. Thank God it was a rounded corner. But that corner came down. When it landed, it hit me right in the thigh. And my dad's standing right there. And as soon as it hit, I'm like, oh, that's a broken leg. I figured it was broken. And he's just like, what the fuck just happened? You know, and what do I do? What do I do? And I'm like, I got up and I'm like, okay, it's not broken. He's like, you're bleeding.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Well, I was wearing Ray-Ban Wayfarers at the time when I
Oh,
jumped
the
off.
Ray-Bans? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
one of the
yeah.
lenses broke, and I was bleeding from my eye, and but yeah, I'll tell you what, man, those I swear by those swamp coolers out there. Those things are awesome.
Yeah, as long as they work.
Oh, they
Guys,
were.
for those of
Yeah,
you who
sure.
don't know, a swamp cooler, it goes back to like I don't know how long ago. It's probably thousands of years in like Saudi Arabia or whatever. The desert, like what do you call them? What do you I don't know how to call them. The people who lived out in the desert, when they lived in their tents, they had these carpets.
Right.
They would get them wet and then hang them in front of the door, and the
Yeah.
wind would pass through it, and it would be cooler when it entered. And that's the principle of a swamp cooler, where
Right.
you have a big blower, and the bottom of it fills up with water.
Yeah.
There's a pump that picks up the water and puts it from the top. It shoots it to either usually 3, maybe 4 sides, but in those sides, it sends the water through this. Usually, they use like shredded aspen to make these, like they're almost like a filter, but the water
Right.
goes through them, and it just keeps them wet. And this fan kicks on that sucks air through it and cools off the air, and it's pennies compared to running an air conditioner. Pennies,
Oops.
and they work amazing.
They do work amazing.
You mean like these, J. Fritz? These I got from Arizona. These.
He
That's the
says,
ones
"Yeah,
we were just
Mikey."
talking about. Yes. Mhm.
No, he says, "Yeah, Mikey. There's a nice pair of Ray-Bans on some godforsaken mountain in Arizona
For
Yes,
free?
they're-
for
Yeah.
free."
Yeah.
Well, no, when they were out there, they got lost
Ah.
and stuck. And in the process of getting unstuck and the whole bullshit they went through, he
Right.
lost his sunglasses.
Oh
So
no.
wherever they
So
were,
they're out there now.
that's where
They're
the
still out there.
They're
sunglasses
sitting
are.
on a mound
sitting
up
on-
against a tree. I can picture them to this day exactly where.
Oh my God, they're still there, huh?
was
On
dark
some
when we left,
godforsaken mountain.
It was dark
Yeah.
when we left, so there was no. We didn't see them.
Papa
We
Craig
weren't
was
thinking of
witness to all that.
We just want to get the hell out of there. We thought we had everything.
Sure.
Piece of carpet up there too that we left behind.
Oh no.
Yeah, Karen said that she remembered most places in Phoenix had air conditioners and swamp coolers. Had something to do with the dew point or something. Yeah, my parents have a form of, well, they have an AC now, but at one time when we were living in Northeast Phoenix before it became incorporated, we had a swamp cooler.
So,
The swamp cooler was always set between 45 and 50 degrees. So if you dew point, not actual temperature, dew point temperature. So if you had a dew point of between 45, 50, that thing was working most of the time. The other times it wouldn't work unless it was around that temp. And it was so hot outside. So the only way you'd stay cool inside was my mom, who had, got the smart idea to build one of the, to have my dad get one of those, fans, ceiling fans. We had a couple ceiling fans. We had one in the kitchen, we had one in the living room. Smartest idea we ever came up with because it kept us cool, right? Because if we
Right
didn't have the swamp cooler working, we could use those ceiling fans to keep us cool inside. But outside it was just dry. It's over 100 degrees. I don't know. So I asked somebody from back east. I said, "Look, you come out here, stay here for about 6 months. If you can endure being outside in 100+ degree temperatures for the 6 month period, and it's dry outside, and if you can get through that without a one bit of sunburn, you can live there." Yeah. I mean, just but if you come out of there with your, your arms or your body parts looking like they're about 70% burnt and like red, whatever, then you don't.
Oh, when
You
I
don't
worked there,
deserve
when
to be
I
out
worked in
there.
Sedona for 4 years, I worked outside.
You did. I know. You told me. Yeah.
I mean, I had
Ridiculous.
a covered wash bay, but still.
Yeah. This right here, I don't know if you can see her off camera, but this is Deja Vu. This is our youngest at 4 years old. She just turned 4 in December. I know
I have a
you feel
feeling
left out,
I
don't you, you little girl?
Right.
Actually, she's our big girl. She's a combination of a black
don't
Persian and a
know about that.
Mancoon. Have you ever seen those Mancoon cats? They look like something out of a raccoon. Like big,
Oh, those
huge.
big ass cats,
That's
yeah.
her. Yeah, that's her. Yeah.
Growing up, my dad had a Maine Coon, but it was on the smaller side. But this thing was a brute, and
Big.
he
Yeah.
would get in fights with the raccoons in the sewers and the raccoons that would get in the garbage, and his head was just calloused and matted, and that was Sam. Sam was a badass cat, but he was
Yeah,
he was a Maine Coon cat.
that's Deja Vu. Yeah, she came from 5 different families when we adopted her. She had just left her 5th family, only been with them for less than a month, and she got abused, whatever. So she came into somehow lucked into our family, and we said we love cats. Suzanne and I, we're cat lovers, we're cat whisperers. We can talk to them, we can live with them. And she came
I
here, and
used
she's been
to.
happy ever since. Yeah, we've had her, like I said, for 4 years now. We've had this other one, this little one. You can't see her. She walked by earlier. That's Moon Pie. We've had her for 8 years. Yeah, she turns
I
8
got
next
there's enough
this year.
cats
March 12th.
around here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Way too many.
No, like there's one cat that like if we go out and we're fishing, this cat will come hang out.
I can play with that one.
Oh, you have an
Like,
adopted cat,
there's a
Smokes?
dozen cats that within 40 yards.
Hey, well, they got a home to live, right? They got you guys. You love them.
They're not
They
not
don't
living in my
have
home.
us.
They're living under my home.
They're around the home.
Oh my gosh. Judy says even the tall Italian cypress is amazing along with those ponderosa pine trees. Yes, I got to
Those,
show her some of the ponderosa pines. Beautiful, beautiful trees.
the cypress she's talking about, those Italian cypress. They're this it looks like an evergreen, and it's straight and tall, and it goes. They can get shit probably 40 feet, but they're
Yeah.
thin, and it just looks like this long bush. And
Wow.
that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I had them in. We had them in the driveway at my dad's house. That's where we stayed, and so yeah, and she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah. My dad has you guys have seen when you were in Arizona, you've seen those creosote trees. My dad has a few of those in the back, right behind the house that my mom and my dad still live in, down there near the wash. The creosotes, they're beautiful. Love those. And there's some willow trees there too. Some grown willow trees. Yeah,
Arizona's got
beautiful,
some
beautiful
plants
down
that
there.
want to kill you.
Yeah.
Jumping
My
Troyas.
parents had to have what they call a xenoscape. They had their own xenoscape, and they actually have people that work in Arizona to build your front end, like the driveway, the drive up to it, and everything in a xenoscape atmosphere. And that's what my parents have. And I mean, just it's great. It's wonderful. And when it's maintained, it looks really well. And my parents aren't, they're too old now to maintain it, but we have a cousin. His name is Tony. He works on landscapes like that. He can come out, and take care of it and everything.
I don't know. What do you think? Do we trust cousin Tony?
Yeah, trust cousin Tony.
You get your
Tony
cousin
knows what
Tony.
he's doing, man. He's not Tony Soprano, but he's a Tony, and he's a good boy. So, yeah. Yeah, we know this one guy here in Canada who says he knows cousin Tony. I'm like, you don't know cousin Tony. You're lying to me. I've known cousin Tony for years. You do not know this cousin Tony. Tony's a good boy. Yes, he is. Tony. Yeah, he sounds great. He is. He's a good guy.
Papa
Does a lot
says,
of repairs too. Yeah.
I'm going to go get them in the spring, Jay, if you think those things will leave me alone.
I said, I'll
Well,
fly out and meet you.
Jay says, no promises, Papa. I had Stevie B and Judy as backup.
I told him I'd fly.
Papa says, yeah, that probably saved you.
I said,
Mhm.
Papa, I'll fly out and go with you.
Yeah.
There it is.
He said, that would be great. And Nana would love it. She's a magnet, I swear. I said, sometimes I feel like I am too.
Oh
magnet.
boy. Yeah. Even Karen says, thankfully, I was only there for 2 years. Oh, you were only there for 2 years in Arizona. Okay. She says, I am not
Yeah.
a heat loving person. Give me 70s and 80s and I'm good. Above that, I'm dying. And below that, I'm freezing. And I think it's an age thing. It is an age thing. It is. You have to get used to it. Yeah.
Papa, if you're
And like I
serious,
said,
then cut.
you know,
We'll plan something.
yeah. Well, you're not going to see me doing, like I said, because it gets so cold up here in, northeastern Canada. You're not going to see me go outside do snow angels anytime soon. But yeah, but I mean, you have to get used to the cold just as much as you get used to the heat. So yeah.
Sure. Jay says, I spent a week, seems, with those two women driving to Arizona, and I thought they would never shut up. Might have been quieter with them, lol.
And I think it was more like almost 2 weeks.
Oh wow. Yeah, we
From
spent a
beginning-
couple
from
months.
beginning to end, yeah.
With me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the best part about it with Suzanne when we would spend it with my folks, the best part about it was that she had some cold issues up here. Being a native Canadian, I can understand that. But when she went down there, some of her sinus went away, everything went away, her aches and pains went away. The only thing that she wasn't really used to was the hot, was the dryness, with the 100+ degrees. But other than that, she was just fine. So,
The key out there, too,
here,
is staying hydrated. I mean, you should do it anywhere, but
hydrated.
out
Yeah.
there, because you don't realize that you're losing that much liquid because
Yeah.
it evaporates so quickly. Once you start to sweat, it just evaporates. You're not sitting there dripping wet.
You
You
should
know,
be taking you know this better than anyone, Mopes. You've seen it. Anybody who goes into the Superstition Mountains, okay, Apache Junction, anywhere out there, you're bringing a whole bunch of water with you. I don't care what it is, a case, whatever you have with you, because you lose all of that hydration. You lose it
but it's
immediately.
not just Superstition, man. It's anywhere out there.
Anyway,
You know how much? I
right.
mean, when I worked in Sedona, we would, we would lease or rent out ATVs, but they were
The
side by
ATVs,
side,
right. I know about that. Yeah.
and every rental got a cooler with at least 6 waters within it and ice.
Oh no, it should have 12 in there, not 6.
No,
anymore.
no. I'm saying it depends on how many people were in it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
In the group.
For two
In the
people,
group.
it
Right.
was-
I know
it
what you're
was-
saying.
we provided 6
Yeah.
bottles of cold water.
Right. Right.
They can go get more before they go out, but that's what we provide.
Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah, I mean,
Jim, take care.
Good night, Jim.
yeah.
Good to
Hey,
see
good
you.
night, Jim.
Wow, that
Yeah,
wind
I
just
would
kicked
tell
me apart.
people, like I said, when I used to book reservations for rooms. Well, I used to work for one time. I used to work in Carefree. You know where Carefree and Cave Creek is?
Sure.
Okay, so I used to work at the Carefree Conference Resort and Villas out there.
You're free
And
highway.
some people, yeah, and some people in the front desk, and some people who would want to come and stay with us out there. And I said, well, you better make sure you bring lots of water with you. We provided it. We had tons of water bottles and everything ready for anybody that would go hiking around out there or horseback riding or doing any of that. You bring lots of water with you, I said, because especially during the summer, because it was just dangerous. If you go out there with no water, you're dead. I don't care who you are. You just walk out there, you ask for a death sentence. So you got to make sure you bring tons of water with you.
Jay says
Stay
I have
healthy.
neck issues now where Stevie B opened the back door looking for me and I fell out of the car on my head.
Well, we lost him. Walk into the gas station, come back out, meet Judy, go to the car, and he's gone. I mean, completely gone. So I opened up the back door, and he had laid down, and his head was on leaning at the door, and he almost dumped out backwards. I'm like, found him. No, it was.
Could have waited until he got up before you closed
Well,
the door.
we had no idea where he went to. And we've been looking for a good 10, 15 minutes. Like, I mean, I'm calling for him. Jay, where the fuck did he go? She's laughing. She's just laughing the whole time. I
Yeah,
found him. Opened the door. There he
our
was. And
yeah,
she
our
said
funniest. Oh my
that
god.
was quite the first meeting. That was the first time she ever met
Well,
him.
yeah. I drove when I took Suzanne down to visit my folks in Arizona. I drove her across the country. We drove from Buffalo, New York, all the way down to Scottsdale there. And on the way, we had our little babies with us at the time. We had a couple cats. And they kept going, "Meow, meow, meow." Well, we didn't realize why they were doing that. We were on the road for almost 6 days. So for like 3 days straight, they're going, "Meow, meow, meow." We didn't realize why they were screaming and yelling. Well, it was every time that my wife and I would turn on a local station from the Sirius radio, XM, or whatever, and sing along to a song, the cats did not want to hear us. So when we stopped singing and when we got to New Mexico and we stopped singing whatever, because going in the rest of the way, they stopped. It was calm, it was peaceful. They were sleeping. So it was the whole time. They didn't want to hear us sing at all. We were just like, I couldn't stop laughing. It was hilarious. Oh my
Actually,
God.
2 hours
Even the
already.
cats are critics.
Yeah, the
Right.
cats are critics. Yeah, for 3 straight days. Oh my God. That's a memory I'll never forget. That was just hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Well, we're at the 2 hour mark already.
Okay.
Mikey, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, man.
Hey, thank you for having me, guys, again. I honored and
course.
blessed that you guys would invite me up here. It's so much fun.
Don't
And
forget, get in touch with Chance because y'all got a lot to talk
Yeah.
about.
Get in touch with Chance.
I think that'd be a cool
I
conversation to
will
hear.
with Chance. Yeah, if Chance get a hold of me. Let me know, or you know what? Come to my live stream on this coming Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm
He
doing
may
a
not
review
be
of
listening
Star Wars
still.
fan
Yeah, he might not be on.
He
so.
might not be on, but go back further into earlier in chat. I posted his channel.
Nostalgic
Okay.
Pod Blast. You
Nostalgic,
can't,
yeah,
you know that much,
podcast.
you'll know.
Definitely.
Pod Blast.
Yeah,
Nostalgic
Pod Blast.
Podcast.
When does he do shows, guys? When does he do shows?
Friday.
Friday
Yeah,
nights,
Friday?
I think.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I can hit him up one of these Friday nights. That'd be cool. Yeah. I got Friday
y'all
nights
got a
off.
lot to
I
talk
do.
about.
Yeah. I got nothing to do really on Fridays except for one thing I do with a friend, but you know, it's a brief thing. We do a thing about the Waltons. Some podcasts we watch, you know, we do a watch of an episode and comment on it and everything. Okay,
Okay,
Alright,
nostalgia.
man.
I'll make sure a chance I hit you for that. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right, dude.
All right,
Have a
guys.
good one.
Have a
Take
good
care.
night. Be safe.
You too. Have a great night. And stay
too.
warm. Stay warm.
You-
We'll try.
Good
Good night,
Right.
John boy.
It's already been 2 hours.
Damn.
I know.
I hope you guys had a good time tonight. You know, more people should come on. But
Thank you.
stay safe out there in this weather. Stay warm. Don't go out if you don't have to.
Right.
You know, but you know, go enjoy it a little bit. Like, you know, go out in the yard and play in it if you can.
Harold and Christy have their show tomorrow night. Go
If they do, go check that out.
check them out. I believe it's 9 Central.
See you tomorrow. On it's 8 Central, I believe.
Is it? Oh, I'm sorry.
9
9 Eastern. My bad. I'm sorry.
Bigfoot and stuff. Yeah, it's basically what we do here.
And
More
stuff.
stuff.
That was good. That's what I was saying. And stuff.
We promote the hell out of Bigfoot, though. I mean,
Yeah.
But this is stuff too. I mean, it's
This
almost
was-
everything there is given to me.
Yeah, exactly.
That rain's coming down out there.
It is.
Anyway,
It's been coming down.
you guys be safe. We'll be back on Thursday, so hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and
Comments.
leave comments. Absolutely.
They're fun.
So, you guys take care of yourself. Take care of one another. We love you.
Indeed.
Peace and God bless.